Hey guys, so basically I'm just driving a little job in Scandinavia DLC, and I just wanted to kind of talk about multiplayer, um, and sort of how far it's progressed, um, and just basically personal observations and just thoughts and feelings on the game and that kind of thing. Now I'll start off by saying that this is no means um, me sort of being negative or you know downhearting towards anyone. This is just personal observations on the multiplayer game. I've been playing a lot of it recently, and I've just got thoughts and feelings that I just want to share with other people that just might make that game just a little bit more, enjoyable. Um, so, I mean, I took a break from multiplayer for a long time and came back to it in February this year, and I have to say that the changes are absolutely fantastic. There's a new um, like in-game player system. If you press tab, as you can see, you got the same kind of tab menus before, where you could see who the players were, how far they are away, their ping, etc. But at the bottom, you've got a load of options now for reporting players, viewing their Steam profile, viewing their ETS profile, and all the rest of it, which is an absolute cool feature. But all you have to do is you just hit tab, press your right mouse button, and you'll be able to access the menu and do everything that you need to do, which is awesome. Multiplayer still has its downsides. There are a lot of downsides that might put kind of hardcore truckers off. Those people who play a lot of Euro Truck Simulator who haven't played multiplayer may be kind of wondering what it's about and all the rest of it. And personally, I love multiplayer. It's a good, fun way of meeting new players. Going out on convoys, going to truck meets and showing off your flash new Mercedes or your Scania or Volvo, whatever, or in this case a bright pink Renault. But that aspect is fantastic. There are, however, a lot of negative downsides. It just depends on whether or not you have the tolerance to deal with them. Now, one of the biggest things are rammers, people blocking you, people crashing into you for no reason, just people being idiots on the road, like driving on the wrong side of the road like that just for the fun of it, and just sort of being complete idiots. Now, you have to understand that when the servers are full, you have somewhere in the region of about 2,500 people playing. Of that, there's probably only about, I don't know, a rough guesstimate here would be just 5 to 8 admins on. Now, if you've got a lot of people being idiots, there are obviously going to be a lot of people reporting these idiots. This guy just stopped on the road. I can't see. For safety purposes, I'm going to go around him. I don't know why he stopped there. I'll talk about that in a minute. Now, like I said, bear in mind you've got 2,000 people on, you've only got about 5 or 8 admins on. Those poor admins are getting absolutely bombarded with reports of people ramming, being insulting, cheating, not following the rules, etc. At some point, you're going to report a player for doing something wrong, and an admin's not going to immediately get to it. There is huge pressure on the admins to police this multiplayer, and they can't always do everything straight away. So it might put people off that if, say, you get rammed, someone barges into you on purpose, they drive off, you report them, and they're still driving, in the game like half an hour later. So you just have to bear in mind that when the servers are full, there are going to be a lot of problems. And based on observations, again, one major rule: avoid Rotterdam or Amsterdam in Holland at all costs. Unless you have a job there, avoid it. I still don't know why to this day, but the Rotterdam and Amsterdam are two of the busiest cities in the game. In fact, they are the busiest cities in the game. You can have anything up to 50 to 100 players in those cities at any peak time. It's ridiculous. The lag is awful. There's people being idiots. There's a lot of chat going on. If you have a low spec PC or you're on a laptop, you got no hope. You really haven't. So avoid Amsterdam, Rotterdam in any way, shape or form. That being said, another kind of bugbear that people will probably notice is if you're on quiet times, the roads are dead. They are completely empty. Okay, so there's no AI traffic, there's no other cars or lorries other than players. Okay, they've completely removed AI, obviously, for sync up and everything like that. It's just not possible. So don't come on multiplayer if you've never played it and expect there to be AI traffic, because there's not. And if you're on a really, really long journey, there are going to be lots of times when you're going to be on a lonely, empty road, and it gets very monotonous, very boring. In some cases, it can sort of make you feel very sleepy and very tired. So bear that in mind as well if you've never experienced multiplayer. Now, if you played on multiplayer before, that'll mean nothing to you. But I will say that multiplayer does have its plus sides. Like I said before, you can play with other truckers. You can do convoys. Well organised convoys are fantastic to see. If you get like 10, 12, 15 trucks all painted in the same paint scheme, all have similar trailers going down the road, it looks phenomenal. And then you have people that have truck meetups, so they pimp their truck up, they organise a meet in a city somewhere, and they all meet up, they all have a chat, they all have a laugh, it's all good times. Or you can get with your friends and just drive around, do jobs, have fun, have a giggle. It's absolutely perfect for that. But obviously bear in mind that there are people out there that want to ruin your gaming experience because they're idiots. So multiplayer still has its plus and negative points, and also bear in mind that there are issues that's not anybody's fault. So game bugs, the game mode multiplayer is still in alpha. Okay, so there's going to be lots of bugs, lots of glitches, things happen and there's no explanation why. It's just a game glitch. Like, you could be driving down the road and all of a sudden you're flung in the air, there's 100% damage to your truck and your trailer, and it's complete carnage and chaos. It's no one's fault, no one's rammed into you or anything, it's just the game. So bear in mind that the game is still in alpha, it has its glitches, and just be wary, just have common sense at the end of the day. Just obviously make sure that you have enough money to cover any damages. Accidents do happen, just like anywhere else in the world, and you should be perfectly fine. Now, if you're wondering whether or not multiplayer is worth it, I would say, taking into all the factors we've discussed, yes, it is definitely worth it. Even if you only try it the once. You got to bear in mind that the multiplayer mod is free. It doesn't cost you any money. You only need the base game of Euro Truck Simulator to play. Obviously, if you have the Scandinavia DLCs and the Going East DLCs, even better, because they're both implemented on the multiplayer. So you can drive into Scania like I'm driving to Scandinavia like I'm doing now, and you can drive into Poland and Going East and all that lovely cool stuff. It's definitely worth playing it if you have loads of mates into the game, so you can organise your convoys. Even if you only play it once and you don't like it, at least you've tried it. That's kind of my own personal advice. Don't just knock something. If you go on the ETS2 forums, you're going to see loads of complaints and people moaning and all that kind of stuff. Seriously, don't be disgruntled by it. I've come on this game a few times, well, quite a lot of times actually, and I've had no problems whatsoever. I've had no one ram me, I've had no crashes, no glitches, no nothing. It's just been amazing driving. Yes, there are empty roads, but put some music on. You know, if you've got dual monitors or whatever, put a film on that you can listen to in the background and just cruise away. You know, it's one of the most relaxing games you can ever play. I genuinely think that that's the case. You know, and I've played thousands of games in my lifetime, and Euro Truck is just a fabulous, relaxing game to play. Also, if you do encounter rammers, cheats, you know, people being rude, all that kind of thing, again, don't be just too disgruntled by it. Okay, every game has idiots, every game has cheaters. The admins on this game work their socks off to make sure that the game is kept, you know, as enjoyable and as safe as possible. There may be times, like I said, when they're a bit bogged down and they've got thousands of reports coming in. They do try and get through every single one of them as quickly as they possibly can. Okay, and you know, as a gamer, you should, you know, every game has its idiots. Yeah, every game has its cheaters and its spammers and all the rest of it. You know, you can either ignore it and be an adult, or you know, you can also report them and deal with them in the proper way. If you let it get to you, then really multiplayer games aren't really your thing. But in my experience playing Euro Truck now for well, obviously I've been playing Euro Truck for 2 years and multiplayer for about 9 months now. There is a whole bunch of friendly people. You get to meet people from all over the world. Trust me, I've been driving in this game and I've seen people from China, people from Brazil, people from, you know, Africa. You know, I've seen people from all over the world: Turkey, Russia, you know, Sweden, America, Canada. Fabulous people, and you can meet some potential lifelong gaming friends. If you Twitch stream as well, you know, loads of people watch multiplayer on Twitch. You can make YouTube videos about it. You know, there are fabulous opportunities in this game, and the fact that it's only alpha, you know, to me means that there's going to be a lot more coming to this mod. Well, I hope so anyway, but you know, things are looking like that's what's going to happen. You know, the admins and staff work their socks off to make sure that the game's up and running smoothly. The servers can go down at times, you know, either through maintenance or problems. You know, just bear that in mind. You know, like I said, this is an alpha. There are going to be loads of problems. But in comparison to actually playing the game, they're minor problems. They genuinely are. So yeah, I would recommend playing this game and just giving it a go. As long as you don't mind that there's going to be large portions of time when you're on a long empty road, you know, you're probably not going to see anyone for a long time. But that's probably down to time zones and when like peak players are on. There's obviously going to be a lot more players on at weekends, you know, sort of early evenings, tea time. Obviously a lot of players are at school, college, work, all that kind of stuff. So just try and find maybe like a peak time where there's going to be a large portion of players on. You can see how many players are on the server on the forums. They've got status bars and stuff about how the servers are doing and how many people are on them. So yeah, just give it a go. Come on, grab a truck, you know, talk to people, say hello, honk your horn, flash your lights, and you never know what might happen. So yeah, that's basically my own kind of observations on the game. There are still things that annoy me, you know, bad drivers and people that are just ignorant, but like I said, every game has its idiots. You just have to be the bigger man, woman, you know, just be the adult about it, deal with it appropriately, you know, or ignore it, and you will get on absolutely fine. And you can have some amazing adventures in this game. You know, every time you come on this game, it's a different adventure. It really is. You know, you meet so many cool people, you know, you get glorious views, amazing roads to drive on, like Scandinavia. it is a fantastic place to drive. I love driving in Scandinavia. Obviously you don't have to do it in a pink Renault. I choose to do that myself. But grab a Scania, grab a Volvo, grab a Merc, hitch up a trailer and just go, and you never know what might happen. You know, you don't get this opportunity in single player. You really don't. You know, there are more plus sides than negatives on this game. The negatives can be quite sort of daunting and you know, a real pain in the backside, but trust me, if you can learn to live with them and deal with them properly, you will thoroughly enjoy this multiplayer game. You really, really will. And obviously you get to occasionally see me driving around in this pink Renault, which is, well, what more do I need to say, really? You know, if that's not worth coming on and playing with, then I don't know what is. But yeah, just give it a go, guys. Seriously, just give it a go. We are coming up to finishing our journey, so I hope you have enjoyed this video, guys. You know, it's not intended to be anything too serious or too, you know, troublesome or anything like that. It's just me rabbiting on about multiplayer and just trying to generate more people interested in it, because it is a fabulous experience. You know, it's something new, really. I know the mod's been out for a year, but the fact that you can just drive a truck with your friends. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. What am I doing? Not paying attention. The fact that you can just jump on Skype or TeamSpeak with a group of friends. You know, you can join virtual trucking companies. There are hundreds of them advertised on the forums. You know, you get to meet new people, make new friends. You know, have a laugh, have a giggle. You know, ride together, crash together. You know, sit on the side of the road and admire other trucks together. It is just a fabulous experience. It really is. It is fun. I mean, I love playing. I mean, I stream this on Twitch. You know, I'm going to make more videos about it and all that kind of cool stuff. And I'm just loving the experience. You know, there aren't many driving simulator games that offer multiplayer. I know this isn't an official multiplayer for the game. This was done unofficially, but when you look and see that, you know, you've got 2,500 people playing on a server, you know, many more on the other servers that are available, you'll just see how popular this game is becoming, and the only way it's going to go is up and up and up. It genuinely is. It's just going to be a fabulous experience. So I'm just going to finish the video now by parking my trailer, showing off my epic reversing skills. Comes with practice. Yeah. Obviously, again, I'll just say this before. Don't be disgruntled if you don't have a steering wheel. A lot of like pro players, I use the word pro loosely, but a lot of long-term players will have bought a Logitech G27 like I have, or some kind of racing wheel. Don't be disgruntled if you're only using keyboard and mouse. You'll still get as much enjoyment out of playing it with mouse and keyboard as you would have if you spend, you know, £100–200 on a steering wheel. So genuinely don't be disgruntled by that fact. I know loads of players, really good Euro Truck players, who play with mouse and keyboard. So don't be disgruntled about that at all. I just bought the steering wheel because I play this game a lot, and it just makes things easier for me, really. But you can meet people like this Dark Finch. You can honk your horns at him, and he'll honk back, and you'll drive away happy knowing that someone's acknowledged you. So really, guys, just give it a go. If you're still unsure, there are hundreds of videos available, or you can check out the forums about the multiplayer, and you can read up you know, about what's going on, what the development guys are up to, what updates and stuff there are. So yeah, that's if you're still unsure. Hopefully this video has kind of given you guys a bit of an insight into multiplayer. There are some quiet times, some boring times, but there are equally some epic fun times to be had. So you just kind of have to ride through the rough patches, and there will be lots of pleasurable experiences. I sound like a tampon commercial, condom commercial. Um, there will be, you know, really good experiences to have, and you never know what might happen. I know I said epic reversing skills. I've already cocked this up. I don't know, have I? I think I have. That was too busy talking. If you're going to reverse, guys, make sure you line up properly. Make sure you line your truck up right. Otherwise you're just going to get embarrassing situations like this, where you're trying to show off and it's just not coming up. So yeah. Away again. Come on, get your act together, Seb. Come on. There we go. Obviously this is quiet. There are times when you're reversing and you've got other people coming in, and you know they're waiting to unload, and you're sat there backing out and forward and causing all sorts of mess. But luckily this is non-collision zone, so you can just drive straight through them and basically say sod ya. Is that going to let me do it? No is the answer to that. I promise you I'm good at reversing. It always comes there when you need to... Oh my god. Well, this is just uber bad. Come on. Still not gonna let me. Oh my day. Oh, come on, Renee. Dear Lord. There we go. Blimey. That should have been easier than it was. But anyway, guys, that was an insight into multiplayer. If you have any questions or comments, check out the forums. I'll put a link in the description, or ask me, you know, come and talk to me, watch my Twitch or whatever, and just ask me about multiplayer if you're not sure. But definitely give it a go, and you might be pleasantly surprised. But from me, Sub Almighty, take care, and see you guys real soon for another Euro trucking video. Bye for now.